In the world of celebrity drama, some stories erupt in ways that leave fans stunned, the media buzzing, and the individuals involved caught in a whirlwind of emotion and chaos. The latest incident involving T.I., his wife Tiny, and King Harris is exactly one of those situations. What appeared at first to be a typical dispute over personal grievances and property matters quickly escalated into a high-stakes confrontation that would expose deception, manipulation, and family betrayal on an unprecedented scale. And in the center of it all was Tiny, T.I.'s wife, whose bold intervention not only stopped a potentially explosive fight, but revealed shocking truths that no one saw coming. According to insiders, what Tiny uncovered went far beyond the immediate conflict between T.I. and King Harris. It touched on calculated manipulation orchestrated by King Harris' baby mama, Big Nana, all aimed at taking control of valuable property assets while pitting the two men against each other. Sources close to the situation describe weeks of simmering tension leading up to the confrontation. T.I. and King Harris, both influential figures with strong personalities, had been at odds over what initially seemed like minor disagreements, but the arguments were underlined by personal grievances and suspicions. Friends and insiders suggest that King Harris had been making provocative remarks, referencing personal matters in an attempt to destabilize T.I., while T.I., known for his calm but authoritative demeanor, was equally unwilling to back down. What started as a verbal disagreement quickly intensified as accusations and counter-accusations flew, escalating to a point where it seemed that a physical altercation was imminent. The atmosphere in the room was electric, with both men visibly frustrated, their emotions boiling just beneath the surface. It was in this critical moment that Tiny, observing from nearby, realized that intervention was not just necessary but urgent. She knew that without her stepping in, the situation could escalate beyond control, and the consequences could be devastating for everyone involved. Tiny's entrance into the confrontation marked a turning point. Known for her no-nonsense attitude and sharp intelligence, she immediately assessed the situation and recognized the deeper forces at play. As the argument between T.I. and King Harris reached a fever pitch, Tiny raised her voice, not in anger, but in authority, demanding that both men pause and listen. Her intervention was strategic, aimed not only at preventing further escalation, but also at revealing truths that had been deliberately hidden. What Tiny uncovered was staggering. She revealed that King Harris' baby mama, Big Nana, had been manipulating both men, spreading false narratives, and creating conflict as part of a calculated scheme to gain control over valuable property. Tiny exposed how Big Nana had carefully orchestrated her influence, pitting T.I. and King Harris against each other, and using their emotions to her advantage. Her insight was precise, informed, and fearless, demonstrating not just her loyalty to her husband, but her keen understanding of human psychology and strategy. According to eyewitnesses, the room fell silent as Tiny laid out her findings. She methodically explained the lies and inconsistencies in Big Nana's story, illustrating how the manipulations had extended over weeks, if not months. Tiny's revelations were not just personal, they were backed by evidence, including social media posts, cryptic messages, and documented behaviors that confirmed her claims. Her approach was calm but authoritative, exposing a level of deceit that neither T.I. nor King Harris had fully realized. The impact of her intervention was immediate. It halted the escalating argument and forced both men to reassess the situation, considering that they had been unwitting pawns in a larger scheme all along. Tiny didn't stop at calming the confrontation, she went further, exposing the intricate web of lies spun by Big Nana. According to insiders, Big Nana's strategy was deliberate and meticulously calculated. She had been controlling the narrative on social media, creating false stories, and feeding information to both T.I. and King Harris in a way designed to provoke tension and mistrust. The ultimate goal, Tiny explained, was not personal reconciliation or justice, but a calculated attempt to seize control of property and influence. Her revelation painted Big Nana not as a victim or a bystander, but as an active manipulator, strategically orchestrating conflict to consolidate power. Tiny's explanation shocked everyone in the room, as it illuminated a level of planning and cunning that had gone unnoticed until now. However, sources indicate that Tiny initially attempted to handle the situation discreetly, hoping that a calm and measured conversation might persuade Big Nana to leave voluntarily. But according to insiders, the reality was more complicated. Tiny, known for her assertiveness and no-nonsense approach, recognized early on that subtlety alone might not suffice. She reportedly gathered all the information she needed, reviewing the timeline of events, noting the duration of Big Nana's stay, and consulting with King Harris to ensure that the next steps were legally and morally sound. It was after careful deliberation that Tiny chose to confront Big Nana directly, making it clear that further resistance would not be tolerated. According to sources, this was not merely about removing a person from the house. It was about establishing boundaries, asserting authority, and demonstrating that the household would not tolerate manipulation or overstepping. In many ways, Tiny's decision reflected a larger pattern often seen in high-profile domestic disputes: the need to act decisively to prevent small conflicts from escalating into larger, potentially chaotic situations. The confrontation itself, sources say, was intense and highly charged. Tiny reportedly approached Big Nana calmly, but with a tone of authority that left no room for negotiation. According to witnesses, Tiny informed Big Nana that she needed to remove her personal belongings from King Harris' home immediately. Tiny emphasized that failure to comply would result in law enforcement being contacted to facilitate her removal. Eyewitnesses described the scene as tense but controlled. Tiny's voice, while firm, was deliberate, reflecting her understanding of the power dynamics at play. Big Nana, on the other hand, reportedly tried to argue and negotiate, insisting on her perceived right to remain. But Tiny, according to insiders, remained unwavering, highlighting that this was not a personal attack, but a matter of property rights and household integrity. The confrontation reportedly lasted several minutes, each moment increasing the dramatic tension as both women stood their ground, fully aware that the outcome would have significant consequences. While the confrontation was about a physical space, the house itself, the underlying dynamics were much deeper. Sources suggest that Big Nana had previously attempted to manipulate household decisions and influence King Harris in ways that disrupted family harmony. Tiny, aware of these patterns, recognized the need for a decisive approach to prevent further manipulation. Observers close to the situation note that this was a textbook example of the intersection between personal relationships and legal authority. Tiny's intervention demonstrated not only personal courage, but also a keen understanding of the importance of boundaries. The warning she issued was not empty. It was a calculated move designed to enforce compliance while minimizing the risk of escalation. Experts in conflict resolution would likely applaud Tiny's approach, emphasizing how clarity, firmness, and preparedness can prevent domestic disputes from spiraling out of control. According to multiple eyewitnesses, Big Nana's reaction was a mixture of shock, frustration, and reluctant compliance. Initial attempts to delay, negotiate, or create dramatic tension reportedly failed, as Tiny's authority and clarity left no room for manipulation. Observers note that the dynamic between the two women highlighted the psychological interplay of power and control. Tiny's measured yet authoritative approach contrasted sharply with Big Nana's attempts to assert influence. Eventually, sources say, Big Nana recognized the seriousness of Tiny's warning and began gathering her belongings. Friends close to the situation describe a palpable shift in the room's energy, with tension giving way to a quiet understanding that the household rules had been firmly reestablished. By insisting on immediate compliance and backing it with the potential for law enforcement intervention, Tiny effectively resolved the situation without resorting to public spectacle or physical confrontation. As is often the case with celebrity disputes, word of the confrontation spread quickly across social media platforms. Fans and commentators debated Tiny's actions, with opinions ranging from admiration for her assertiveness to criticism from those sympathetic to Big Nana. Posts circulated detailing every known aspect of the incident, including the timeline of Big Nana's stay, the confrontation itself, and the rumored involvement of law enforcement. Analysts suggest that this level of public scrutiny adds an extra layer of pressure on all parties involved, making decisive and transparent action, like Tiny's, even more important. By handling the situation with clarity and firmness, Tiny not only resolved a domestic dispute, but also managed public perception, reinforcing her image as someone capable of balancing personal, legal, and social dynamics effectively. In the aftermath of the confrontation, sources suggest that Big Nana left the property without further incident, recognizing the seriousness of Tiny's warning and the potential consequences of defiance. For King Harris, the resolution brought relief, restoring order to his household and preventing further conflict. For Tiny, the episode reinforced her reputation as a decisive and strategic figure, capable of navigating complex interpersonal disputes with confidence and authority. Beyond the personal drama, the incident highlights broader themes relevant to anyone navigating high-pressure environments. The importance of setting clear boundaries, understanding legal and personal consequences, and acting decisively when necessary. It also serves as a reminder that while public figures often face scrutiny for their actions, strategic, measured responses can prevent small disputes from escalating into larger, more damaging conflicts. Fans and observers would later describe Tiny's revelation as a masterclass in conflict resolution. By calmly laying out the facts, confronting deception, and demonstrating clear reasoning, she transformed a volatile situation into an opportunity for clarity. Her intervention highlighted not only the personal stakes, but also the broader lessons about manipulation, trust, and the importance of discernment in high-stakes conflicts. What had begun as a personal argument now had broader implications, touching on family dynamics, legal considerations, and the influence of outside parties in the affairs of two prominent men. The aftermath of Tiny's intervention was profound. Sources indicate that both T.I. and King Harris experienced a shift in perspective, realizing that the conflict had been manipulated from the outside. While tensions remain, there is now a clearer understanding of the forces at play and a recognition of the need for strategic communication and careful decision-making. Tiny's actions not only prevented further escalation, but also helped both men see the situation from a more informed perspective, highlighting the importance of awareness and vigilance when personal and property interests intersect. Friends close to the situation suggest that Tiny's role was pivotal, and without her intervention, the confrontation could have had far-reaching consequences, potentially damaging relationships, reputations, and property negotiations. Public reaction was immediate and intense. Fans praised Tiny for her courage, intelligence, and ability to navigate a complex and emotionally charged situation with poise. Social media erupted with discussions about the revelations, analyzing Big Nana's motives and the impact of her manipulations. The story resonated beyond celebrity gossip, serving as a real-world example of how deception and manipulation can infiltrate even seemingly straightforward conflicts. Observers noted that Tiny's calm, evidence-backed intervention was a demonstration of leadership, insight, and emotional intelligence, qualities that not only protected her family but also helped bring clarity to a chaotic situation. This incident is more than just a celebrity feud. It is a cautionary tale about trust, manipulation, and the importance of strategic intervention. Tiny's decisive action highlights the power of clarity, courage, and evidence-based confrontation in resolving high-stakes conflicts. Her intervention underscores the importance of being aware of external influences and recognizing when emotions are being manipulated for personal gain. The lessons extend beyond celebrity drama, offering insights into conflict resolution, communication, and the value of stepping in with courage and truth when circumstances demand it. T.I. and King Harris now face the challenge of rebuilding trust and reassessing their decisions. But thanks to Tiny's intervention, they have a clearer path forward. Tiny's actions demonstrate that one person's courage and clarity can prevent chaos and bring hidden truths to light. Her intervention in this high-stakes drama has set a standard for accountability, insight, and leadership. As the story continues to unfold, the public watches closely, eager to see how relationships will evolve, how trust will be rebuilt, and what consequences await those who sought to deceive and manipulate. In a world where personal conflicts and property disputes often intersect, Tiny's example serves as a reminder that knowledge, courage, and intervention can be transformative forces. In the end, Tiny's intervention changed the course of a potentially explosive situation. Her ability to expose lies, confront manipulation, and protect her family's interests demonstrates the power of truth and strategic action. As fans, observers, and insiders continue to follow this story, one thing is clear: Tiny's decisive role has not only altered the immediate conflict, but also left a lasting impact on everyone involved. The story of T.I., Tiny, King Harris, and Big Nana is far from over. But Tiny's actions stand as a powerful testament to the importance of courage, clarity, and unwavering loyalty.